new tonight, and I want to see how this works. But let's see. I am excited to see how this works, if it works. I'm trying a new system here to see if it's... Hey guys, so I'm trying this again. I'm testing something new. And I think it's working. So if anybody is there to kind of help me. I know, Anna, you were on there for a minute. If you jump back on, let me know. That would be amazing. So either way, I know I can get some feedback. What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm here to be with you guys on this Saturday to bring you a little live tarot and some Q&A and test out this new software that I'm trying where I can stream in multiple platforms all at once. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I hope it will. What's going on? How are you guys? It's been an interesting week, I would say. And I just wanted to tap in. I told you guys that I'm going to work on at least 2 Saturdays out of the month to come on live with you guys, and maybe even more. I'm working on a new schedule, so I just want to let you guys, I have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of new stuff in the works. I'm going to be making a huge announcement soon, which I'm really excited about. So I kind of wanted to start getting you guys warmed up for that and get you ready. So, but I'm not quite going to say anything yet, but just let you know something in the works is coming. But I wanted to do some tarot because I've been feeling really guided to deliver some messages with you guys. There's a lot going on in the collective right now, and I'm pulling again from my Oracle deck that I got from Sedona. I love this deck. I plan on taking a trip out to Sedona and getting some more tarot. Like I have other ones, but right now they're packed away, and this is just like my go-to. And I love it. But if anyone wants a reading, totally open to that. If you guys have questions about anything that I'm talking about here with the tarot, this is about just connecting, touching base, and what I want to do is ask questions to the universe about what's going on for the collective, because I feel like a lot of people are scrambling right now because there's so much going on between people either losing their jobs, having to restart in something new, or entrepreneurs who are stepping up into their new calling or have been and are finally like stepping into that and trying to figure out how to make that happen. And I just want to give you some guidance today with that. And where I'm feeling the energy has been flowing is that there's a lot of confusion because it's easily to get lost in that internet world, and what's going on with especially like the media and, it being pumped up so much by so many different people on social media. And I want you guys to know that there's so many different outlets on the internet that you can connect to that will help keep you guided and grounded. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Whatever resonates with you in your heart, okay, wherever your heart space is, and whatever makes you feel happy and connected to that emotional state of contentment, feeling like you're getting information that's serving you, it's lifting you up, it's giving you some guidance, wherever that outlet comes from, whether you are, whatever, if it's a post from a certain person that you are watching all the time, either from healers or coaches or in the spiritual communities, or, someone that makes really funny, videos that you connect to that just, and bring you some guidance, whatever it is, just make sure that you're being really conscious of what you're taking in, because we are getting hit really hard right now online with all kinds of information. A lot of truth is going on, and it's about the awakening, right? The awakening of the collective consciousness, but also within ourselves. Our DNA is being activated on a level where we are finally creating space with the matrix, the collective consciousness, and our higher consciousness, and the super consciousness, right, which is the universe all around us. We're opening up gateways. It's a communication within ourselves and all around us. And what's happening is we're getting information that we were not ready for in the past. And a lot of people are not quite understanding and getting a grip of that process. It's kind of like a lot of people are in second grade and they're reading high school books right now. That is the type of information that's coming through. And this was the conflict the universe was having, in a sense, for the collective. But the universe is always aligned. It knows everything, obviously, and nothing is ever happening in the wrong time. It's happening in the perfect time. But I know, as far as when the universe expanded itself, because it wanted to learn more about itself. And we were born, right? We were created. And what happens is, in that separation, we separated ourselves from our God consciousness, right? And what's happening is, right now, just a very small portion of the universal knowledge is coming in. And like I said, a lot of us are in second grade, and there's high school and college and graduate and teacher levels, right? Masterhood levels coming at us. And some of us that have been putting in the work for many years understand the information. We are able to not just understand how it works, but the type of information coming in is a lot on the level of mind-blowing, because there is a lot of things that have been hidden from us, but hasn't been hidden from us. A lot of the things that have been happening in plain sight is just we've had a veil, like our third eye, the pineal gland's been really calcified, and a lot of us did not see what we needed to see. And at this point in time, what the awakening is that part of us is finally waking up, and the veil is coming off, and we're starting to see on a collective level what's going on, and the universe is allowing information to come in. And even if you guys don't understand this part of it, like, you can turn on and watch the news, and there is whatever it might be, whether it be talking about the president, or politics, or spirituality, or whatever type of thing that you're looking at. There's information coming in, and it's about processing it. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about learning how to process that information right now, because no one's really talking about that. Like, how do you process all these mind-blowing things? I want to take a second to just read some comments. What's up, Mr. Hendrickson? Good morning, sitting with my morning coffee. I woke up in my home office, so yeah, there has been it's really foggy, and that's on ethereal and the physical and non-physical realms. What's up, Anna? I'm happy you're here. So I want to talk to you guys how to process the information, and I want to pull cards with that to help with the guidance. So it's not just like me, just my experience. I want to pull in that universal energy, because that's what I'm feeling that's needed to be done today. Because remember, that download that came in was that a lot of people are in second grade level of understanding of the universal consciousness that's awakening right now. And it's straight like high school, college, and graduate stuff that's going on, and it's really hard to process. So it's about getting yourself aligned frequencies right now of doing the work, and that means doing the work physically, right? What's up, Guna? It's about doing that work, making sure you're eating healthy, because if you're eating healthy, right, and keeping your body alkaline, lemon water, drink your smoothies, stay away from heavy foods, stay away from caffeine, don't eat freaking don't eat fast foods. I mean, like, more information's been coming to me, and I've been hearing some crazy stuff about the food, like fast food, and I hate putting them out there, but it's, just let's say we all know who the big fast food chains are, and I'm hearing about a lot of crap in the foods, not just about like pesticides and chemicals and like hormones and stuff. Like, there's some nasty crap. I've heard even like fetus parts and all kinds of stuff that's in this fast food. And I just want to tell you guys, stay away from that crap. Everything that you eat, okay, becomes a part of you, and you start vibrating on that frequency, and your system, not just physically but energetically, has to process that, and it keeps you at a lower vibration, okay? And right now, the energies that have been out there that feed on our energy, which is the Loosh, need us to be at that frequency. So this is a step, and that's in part of how to, as far as learning how to process this information, and it's being aware that this information is coming at us. Be prepared for big aha moments. A lot of these things are going to be gross and mind-blowing, like what I just told you right now. Everything from our foods to our schooling systems to what's going on with the corruption, you know, with the Black Lives Matter situation that's been created, and with the children, as far as them, you know, being kidnapped, and, you know, child trafficking, human trafficking. Like, there's a lot coming out, and I want to teach you guys how to process that. And it's just expect the unexpected and just observe. That's the second step, okay? Observe, don't absorb, okay? Because a lot of us are absorbing this, and it's throwing off our frequency. Your job is just to be present, okay, within yourself, and know that you have a part in this, right? And especially you guys who are a part of these spiritual communities, and you guys that are of my following, you know that there's a process, right? But no one's ever taught you about that. And I'm really going to start digging deep as the weeks come on, which is a part of also my big announcement coming of how for you guys to really being able to not just take bites, but start taking big bites, and, you know, chewing this information and learning how to integrate it, because it can be really overwhelming, and it's not going to stop, guys. It's going to just continue coming, because there is thousands of years of disclosure information coming, and I want you guys to be ready, okay, and prepared. And I don't want you guys to be so shocked, because what happens is, even if you're like, okay, this is going on, the unconscious mind is processing these things, and it's hard for you to be in that space of, how do I process? I'm just going to stick it in the back of my mind. This is what happens, okay? I want you guys to listen very carefully. This is something that my brain can't compute, and it's really overwhelming. So I'm going to just look at it and say, oh yeah, and it gets thrown in the back in Pandora's box with the trauma box. That's what I'm calling it. It's the trauma box, okay? Just got that download right now. And what happens is, these things get put into the back burner with their stuff, with all the piles of crap that we've gone through, all our trauma. It gets put there, and we forget, or we try to forget, like this isn't going on, so we can keep moving forward, right? But the thing is, that's not what we're supposed to be doing right now. We're supposed to look at it, process it, integrate it, and let it help us become better human beings, more connected to our spirit, embody our divinity, or master our divinity, become, okay? If you step into your higher self and live your life through the higher self aspect, right? Don't process this stuff with just ego. It's going to help you elevate you, raise your frequency, so this stuff can just run through your system, and it doesn't become something else that gets stick into that box, okay? Now, I don't want you guys to have to go through that, because that can become messy. It can become traumatizing. It can create a lot of issues. And I want you guys not to walk in fear, because a lot of this stuff that's coming out is scary, and it's not easy to process. And I'm picking up the energy with a lot of people that are like, oh my God, you know, like, wow. I want you guys to be prepared. You know, I started actually another page that I want you guys to check out, and that's Soul Sense Ascended. When I first got into the actual communities, I don't know if you guys don't know too much about me, and that's why I'm making a commitment to going more live, to sharing my process and my awakening and my stories, and how I've become who I've become. And a part of it in my past was about, you know, all my pain, everything that I had gone through. And what inspired me to create that, this movement for myself as a life coach, is being in that space, right? Being in that space of wanting to know more. and needing to know more, because I was tired of my suffering. I was tired of like feeling like what was my purpose? Why am I here? I know we're not like just born to suffer. And the more investigating that I did, I've spent the last 15 years, like I told you guys before, like studying spirituality, religion, physics, quantum physics, history, ancient history, politics, exopolitics, nutrition, astrology, and the list goes on and on and on. And there's hundreds and not maybe even thousands of people that I've learned from. And it's made that process for me to be able to, I've been prepared for a long time for what's happening now, which is the awakening of people's consciousness. And there's going to be a lot of people who are still going to choose to stay asleep to this way of being and living their life. Being conscious is basically just connecting to your higher self and embodying that aspect of yourself and living your life through that, and not letting your ego be the one that's guiding you through your life, and you're making your decisions. And that's what this week's video is going to be about. It's about being conscious of the emotional state that you're in while you're creating your reality, and realizing that that is what is creating the reality that you don't want also. So be conscious of the emotional state that you're in. Be conscious of where you're at, while you're processing these things as we learn. So just remember what I said, is that a lot of us are, not ready for, college information, and it's going to come at us no matter what. So if you can just be in that space of just be prepared for more information to come out and to help you with that, because I want you guys to find yourselves through this by creating yourselves through this and shifting into a whole new reality, because right now it's about you guys creating the new world. If you're going to try to keep living your life with the old ways of thinking, the old ways of feeling, the old ways of creating, it's not going to work. You're going to hit wall after wall after wall after wall after wall. And I know a lot of you guys are still going through that because you're so used to a certain belief system and a certain way of living and building your life. And it's just not going to work for who we are becoming now, conscious beings, right? So I wanted to touch base with you guys with that, because I'm watching a lot of people struggle. As I build my business, I've been an Uber driver for 6 years, and I get to talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people here online, with my clients. And as I do my market research, I'm connecting with a lot of people, and it's helping me prepare for the next stage of my own life. And my own life as a life coach, my own life as a spiritual being. And, I meditate a lot. I meditate actually 3 times a day. And how I do that is like right when I wake up, right before I go to bed. And right when I wake up, I do like my formal meditation. Then like right before I get my day started, I go again and I actually sit in a lotus position and I meditate, and I that's where I do my prayers and my meditation, and that's like the shortest part of my meditational day, we'll say, right? And in that, it helps me get really clear, and then throughout the day I get my messages, like my downloads, right? And this is how like today's download was about a lot of people are children. Their emotional state is children. The consciousness is children. We are waking up as children. So we need to be taught by creating the new world. You are the new world. Those of you who are awakening, you are the new world. And it's your job to connect to yourself so you can be a part of creating the new world. But remember, we are children, so we have to retrain ourselves, right? Those of us have been putting in the work for a while now. I woke up back in 2005. So it's been many years. I've been prepared for what's happening right now. But there's a lot of us who, woke up 3 years ago or last year or even 5 years ago. And it's a lot of the information is still rotating and a lot of new stuff is coming out. So I wanted to connect with you guys and show you a little bit like how to process that information. Stay in meditation, eat healthy, all the basic things that I tell you guys, and be really conscious of the information. Some of us are more sensitive to than others. And what's up, Christy? And some of us are able to, are more, we'll call it like thick skinned, but you know, as empaths, we are not taught how to just kick back and observe. A lot of us are still absorbing, and it's a natural state for empaths, right? Is whatever some people might understand that as being a medium or psychic, right? And depending on what your gifts are, right? And you're picking up that energy in one way or another, and that's what I'm saying. Like some of us in our waking, when you wake up, you start becoming more conscious of whatever gifts you are, and you're empathic, and we absorb that. So I want you guys to be clear with this. Okay, I just want to read some comments, so give me 1 second, guys. Yep. Yes. Yes, Henrik. We are definitely we are the most sophisticated organic computers the universe has ever created, and our brain is a CPU. Your pineal gland is like plugging into the internet, and because of that, this is a download, right? I get downloads all the time into my pineal, and then my job is to learn how to process that and then bring that message over to you guys. And how I do that is through my videos. And those of you guys who have been following me, I channel that energy in. That's why sometimes like I might take a moment and close my eyes, or the words come out slowly, because I'm literally feeling like it's like an emotional, sometimes it's like a visual I'll get in a moment, and I have to translate that. And sometimes it's an emotion that takes over, and I have to translate the emotion into a message. So this is something that I've been doing for years, and I want to bring a little more clarity to that with you guys. I'm not just regurgitating self-help books. This is work that I've been putting in through meditation and my own experience. It just so happens that a lot of us in these communities, we are having a lot of the same experiences, because that's level of consciousness, of vibrational state, is 4D, 5D, 6D. And those of us, we're like at different levels. Once we reach fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and sixth dimension, depending on your gifts and what you master, is going to determine that message that comes across. So and it depends where you're at with it and who you resonate with. There's a lot of us that put out these types of information, and for me, you know, I always, the universe always, because I've learned how to master just creating my reality. I'm pretty good at it now. I always know, I always feel guided, like when I need to go check out who's live I need to check out, you know, when to check something out on the internet. I'm very careful on who I follow or where I'm putting my focus, because I'm so focused on creating my reality right now, right? To be the best version of myself for you guys, to be able to bring you guys from second grade to third to fourth to fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 9, and become masters of yourselves, right? And then mirror that out to the world, and then now you're shifting that consciousness. You are being the change in the world. This is what my calling is, and this is what I'm bringing to you guys. So for me, it's been a masterhood. I've been in training for many years, and it's a lot of work, guys, to be in this place in my life, and I want to make it easier for you guys. Everybody's process is different. Everybody has different gifts, especially in the spiritual communities. I don't want you guys to compare yourself to anyone. I don't want you to, you know, you might resonate with some information that someone's not. It's maybe certain practices or certain processes. And the thing is, I want you guys to really start locking down processes on how to start creating your reality, the new world right within yourself. Because if you are trying to make decisions, right, as I say, you can't build a new house with old bricks. You have to start from scratch. And don't be scared. There's tons of people out there right now in the communities that can support you on that journey. And I am working towards being able to level up myself to bring more for you guys. So with that, this is coming from a space of feeling like we need to get some more clarity. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling some cards. If you guys have questions, please let me know. I'm here for any live Q&A on anything that I'm talking about. If you guys want a card, or if you guys have any questions about the cards that I'm pulling, you let me know. but I wanted to really dive in deep with that. And I just felt, guided that, I want to start delivering more messages to you guys with that, because I feel that a lot of us need it. So I would say, yeah, with that. Okay, so I pulled out of the Psychic Tarot deck card. Here, you guys, I'll show you guys the deck again. I love this Oracle card deck. But usually, now the cards come out. So, all right, I want to talk to you guys about this. Anytime that I see a base chakra card, all right, that tells me that I need to talk to you guys more about this, okay? And this has to do with so much, okay? Your stomach, okay, where your lower chakra system is, okay, especially the base chakra. This is where your emotions, your sexual energy is all processed in your energetic body, okay, in your toric field. And within that is, you're not just processing food, it processes emotions, okay, and so much. And since this card is coming up, I want you guys to look at that number 1. That means the universe is just like sending a text message or an email to you. The universe is letting you know, you guys need to work on this, okay? This means you need to work on processing the information that is coming in, like I was talking about, and you guys need to process your sexual energy right now, because so much of our Kundalini energy is rising right now. That is like shifting. Like, think about your chakra system. Like, let's compare it to what they're showing me is like a lever, right? Most of our levers are fluctuating because vibration and frequency go, it rises from one end of the spectrum to the other, and it's a vibe, right? It's an energy field. What happens is, as it opens and it closes, it opens and it closes, it opens and it closes, that energy can become unbalanced, right? And if you don't actually like be conscious of doing the work to stabilize that, right, it's gonna go like this. And a lot of us haven't been taught how to stabilize our chakras. We know meditation, but how many of you guys know about intentional creating, intentional meditation? Do you guys know that? If you do, give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, if you guys know about that. Do you guys know about intentional meditation? Like, are you just doing guided meditations? What are you guys doing? Are you listening to binaural beats? Well, you can intentionally, okay, with the mind, this is like doing alchemy and your wizardry work, right? We'll say, because we all have that in us. Awesome. So like, if you guys like say, so let me get back to that. The chakras are your frequencies, okay? So they're up and down, up and down. So what happens is sometimes we get one that's let's say a certain frequency that we get stuck on, right? And it's like almost, it doesn't get stuck close because it's a constant vibration. But if it gets stuck, what I'm being shown is if it gets stuck, a lot of us are getting stuck, right? And it's staying open for too long. And what happens is other energies are coming in and that unbalances us. That's when we start getting like a lot of pains in our stomach. Okay, because this is connected. When we get a lot of bloating in our stomach, all right, it's not always about processing food, it's about processing emotions. Remember what I told you guys, emotions are processed. And if you're not taking care of your gut health, all right, that creates an unbalancement. And you'll know it because those days that you're extra bloated and you're feeling more heavy, I know a lot of us are feeling a lot of heaviness, that shifts your whole vibration. And then what happens is that base chakra, okay, that base chakra affects the next chakra up, and then the one after that, and next thing you know, it sends frequencies up to our heart, and then it shifts our mindset, and then everything becomes unbalanced. So that's why it's important to meditate, right, or to exercise, eat healthy, all of that. You have to be constantly monitoring your frequency, especially with all these things that we get hit at with other people's emotional states, other people's energy, the electronics, the EMF that comes off the electronics, our own past emotions, our traumas, or whatever we're dealing with in the moment, or what we're trying to create, or wherever our state of being is, or where our intentions are. All of that is being processed through our base chakra. And those of you who are involved that have partners, like I'm single, so the way I'm processing that sexual energy would be different than someone who actually has a partner, because most our people are engaged in the actual act of sex. Now that shifts your vibration, and then what you're processing, how you're processing down in your base chakra is going to be a completely different vibration with that, especially when you're expressing love, right? Love or energy, or when you're creating a life together with someone, you're going to process that differently than when you are within yourself and creating a life within yourself where it's not involving someone else. So the message there is be really conscious of what you're co-creating with your partner, and make sure that those same basic foundational things that you're creating is coming from that guidance. Okay, that guidance, because that gets stuck in that frequency. And then remember how I was telling you guys about that, you know, that chakra, the base chakra, can get stuck for too much time, and what happens, like, a lot of energy comes in. So what happens is, thank you Mr. Henriksen. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm happy that you're resonating and you're receiving. So what happens is, then now for you to balance that out, okay, is all those processes that I talked about, but I want you guys to get clear. So what happens too is that when we receive, and this connects to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, like all the new information that's coming in, that can create for it to get stuck. For guys, this is what I'm understanding is, okay, you guys know what a throttle body is. Not everybody knows what a throttle body, but it's basically the pressure that goes in through these big tubes that gives air and does a bunch of other mechanical stuff for your engine. And what I'm seeing is, like, the throttle body is always going like this, right? But what happens if that little lever gets stuck, there's no pressure going through. And that's what happens with our bodies and with our chakra system. The pressure can't get through and we get stuck. And what happens is, then we repeat that energy, and it cycles inside that one chakra, right? You guys know that, you know, your Merkaba, all right? If you know in sacred geometry here, like, I'll show you the Merkaba if you can see it in my water bottle. Maybe those of you guys who know it a little bit more and study it a little bit more. But in the Merkaba, like, say if you have the human body right in front of there, it's that lower chakra system. So what happens, it gets stuck, and then we can only resonate with so much information. So you can get stuck, and your brain can only process like certain level of frequency of vibration. Let's say if you're stuck in despair, like, evidence of despair will be everything. A lack of everything will show up, like the lack of food, the lack of funding, the lack of friends, the lack of sex, the lack of a partnership, a good partnership. You can even be married, but you will be lacking that energy, see? And if you don't shift that, right, and unstuck, get that lever to go back working well, by eating well, by, you know, exercising, drink your plant-based smoothie and all of that, and you know, like, block the EMF, you know, get your shungite, you know, take your sea salt baths, get into pools, get into water, take walks in nature. If you've got mountains around you, get out there. That helps balance all that out. And of course, the meditation. So what happens is that you'll put the lever back to where it's supposed to go, because obviously your chakras are always vibrating, because we're frequency and vibration. So what happens is that pressure of the air, right? And the air is the energetic information, the flow of energy that can come back in, because we have a toric field. So that toric field energy can keep on spinning and it can go back to its norm. So, and you'll have evidence of that when you're digesting your food and your emotional state a lot easier when we don't get stuck in emotion. So what you can help with that process is learn to master your emotions and your thoughts a lot easier, right? By just becoming fully aware of them, of this whole process. A lot of us, yes, we're taught, you know, we follow, we have a lot of, you know, teachers online right now, and whoever you resonate with, right, will show you how to do that. But sometimes there's like just a misfire, right? And that's why it gets stuck. And because the universe is always sending you signs on how, and the guidance, right, of how to live your life. What happens is, you know, we're not, you know, again, you know, that lever, it's getting stuck, and then we have that built up pressure. So it's up, you know, it's up to you to put in that work so everything can flow easier. So that's, like, I know that was a very long, extended explanation, but I feel like, again, we need to get some clarity, like really start next level deep clarity on how to start processing this stuff. That was for that card. Do you guys have any questions on that? Any questions? Yes. If we're good, we can move on to the next card. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. How are you guys feeling? Was that, I know that was a lot of information up to to intake, but that's going to shift you a lot. If you guys can process what I said, it's going to shift you a lot. Okay, so I think we could move up into the next one then. Okay. Alrighty. So I think I'm only going to pull a few cards tonight because I think that was the message. Wow. The heart chakra. What are the like? I can't like make this stuff up. We're really on the chakras tonight, okay? So I guess the messaging is there from the universe. Our heart chakra. We need to really, really put some focus on making our decisions from the heart, guys, from the heart. And I want you guys to be conscious of the number. The number 4 is the angelics. They always talk to us to the number 4. And that's them just letting you know they're there, they're present, and they're there. You have to ask for either for you to receive, and they're always there to protect and to guide you. That is the message there. We always have angelic presence there with us. They never leave us alone. And your heart chakra. This goes in with what I was just talking about, guys. You have to balance out this energy. You have to balance out the base with the hearts, with the crown. And you know, there's 7 main ones, but there's actually hundreds of chakras, and it's up to you guys to do the work and learn how to balance out this energy. We have our heart. Our heart has a synapses. It is a brain. And make sure when you're processing all this information of everything that's going on in your own life and within the collective, that you're filtering through that through your heart, that you don't let the emotional state of anger, feeling betrayed or lied to or abandoned or whatever it is, the emotion that you're feeling, as we are ascending to higher states of consciousness and awareness, it's important that you filter it through your heart. So remember, you know, it's not about an eye for an eye. It's about waking up, opening your eyes, okay, in your eye. And we do that through our hearts. Our hearts will always guide us. It has to feel good. You got to think with your heart and feel with your mind, I always say. And it's important to filter everything through your heart before it comes out of your mouth. Remember, everything that you speak, you should be building and not breaking down energy. If your words are not building energy and assisting the universe to expand itself, okay, that means other people and yourself, it is not for you to say. Those living a conscious life do not have a choice at this point. We are at the pinnacle time of it's time to step up and level up. And if you've been putting in the work, now is the time to start applying all that. Filter everything through your heart, guys. Everything. And I know that emotions can get the best of you, but this is about mastering the emotions. This is time to grow up. We have to go from 2nd grade to high school to college really quick. And that's what these times are about. And that is about emotional intelligence, about knowing how your body works, how your brain works, how your chakra system works, how life is, learning about multidimensionality, learning about everything. That list that I gave of all the things I've been studying, it's about time. It's about the time you going out to do the work so you can find your place ultimately in this new reality by creating it. Don't think that you're just gonna like filter into something and things are just gonna happen. If you want it to be that way, then you made a conscious choice to do that. You made a choice to do that. So you're leaving just up to that certain frequency to put you where you feel you need to be. In part that is, but you're an intentional creator, aren't you? Those of you that follow me, I always speak about being an intentional creator. I've made so many videos about this, and if you haven't checked any of those out, you need to go to my YouTube and look at those videos, because everything that I teach is about intentional creating and mastering yourself. Because in mastering yourself, he who masters himself masters the world. study about human evolution and human consciousness. And this is going to elevate you and be able to process everything that's going on, to not just find your place in this, you're going to create it and level up on all planes. That is the message for that heart chakra card. I'm feeling maybe one or two more. All right. Awareness. Yes, I was just talking about awareness, right, guys? I want you guys to be conscious. Is that about being aware consciously with that crown, about awakening that, right? Everybody's crown is awakening. Now, there's some people that are going to still choose to be unconscious of what's going on, and they're going to just try to stay with whatever the status quo is, which is not the status quo. This is about really creating the new, right? So those of you who are awake will consistently get your guidance from your soul. I need to trust that and follow through with that. And I want you to be conscious of the color spectrum. This is all colors of stepping into your higher awareness and that awakening and mastering yourself, that alchemy, right, of the higher self, connecting to that, creating the practice, a straight practice for that. Because what's happening in as far as a collective is there's so much information being bombarded, and in part it is all true because the universe is all of it, right? The true, the good and the bad, and it can be so much to take in. So what happens is we create filters, and usually the filter is like, you know, focused energy, and that is the best way to do it. But make sure that you're not just seeing it through the tunnel. You see everything, but to create, you want to laser focus on what you're trying to manifest into this reality, this new reality. And because if you don't, then again it's scattered energy, and then you're just lost and behind. So I'm feeling very complete with that. I just wanted to pull a few cards and connect with you guys because I'm feeling like a lot of people are really all over the place with this, and because there's so much going on. And just remember, guys, filter everything through your heart. Make sure you're putting in the work. Exercise, eat healthy, love yourself, love thy neighbor. You know, don't just sit back and just be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do anything right now. Right now is the time to take advantage of the opportunities that we're being given to create that new world. You are the new world, especially as star seeds and conscious beings. You are the new world. It's time for you to go out there and step into your creatorhood, because if you're embodying your higher self in the physical, you have the power, okay? And there's energies out there, there's entities out there that know you are a very powerful being. That's why they are trying to do their best to continuously keep you asleep, keep you down from knowing thyself. This is just about that. Know thyself, empower thyself, and create thyself. And that is a magical place to be. So I hope this stuff resonated with you. I hope this got some things clear for you, because I know there's a lot of confusion. And know that I'm always here for you guys. I love you so much. And this is always me, Sonia, bringing your soul sense to expand your consciousness in your life all the time. And if you guys are feeling like you are scattered, just hit me up. I can give you a private reading anytime. Send me a DM, if it's with a reading or a coaching or a healing session. There's so much coming in the works for you guys to just help us level up together. So anytime, I love you so much. Namaste, and I'll continue to slay until the next time. I love you.